Hey humans, what's up? I'm Bran Williamson. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. It is an episode of our I Heard She's a Lesbian series, a series that I started when I was figuring myself out on my coming out journey, and people around my town that I grew up in started talking about the fact that I was a lesbian before I had come out to them, or even in some cases, myself. So this is a safe space where I talk about my queer journey, and hopefully you find some things that you can relate to help you on yours. Before we get into today's episode, I want to thank y'all so much for the support on Basement 51 series over on Instagram. Eventually, oh my gosh, this is so exciting to say, I will be thanking y'all for your support watching the series when it premieres for free here on my channel, all 6 episodes of it. But right now, the fact that y'all are going and following over there, we passed 1,000 followers. The fact that you're doing that means so much to me. It means the world, because the world is strange, for lack of better words, right now, especially for queer creators. Like, the brands have dried up, the backing and the support for queer art has vanished. It's dark times, but it really fuels me as a creator because it's making me aware that more than ever, I need to push through and continue to create and put representation on screens. And I'm going to do that. But it helps me out big time when y'all are there having my back along the way. So thank you for going over there, giving us your follow. Thank you for subscribing to this channel and turning your post notifications on. Thank you for giving this video a big thumbs up. All these little things are free to do, and they help me out as a creator so much. And I cannot wait for y'all to see those 6 episodes of our spooky comedy web series, Basement 51. I directed it, I wrote it, I acted in it, I produced it. So it's a true indie film, a labor of love, and I think y'all are really gonna love it. But yeah, let's jump into the video. So today we're talking about how to make queer friends. I love this topic because I feel like there's so much focus on romantic relationships when you're first coming out or in queer media. But the reality is, my platonic queer relationships have gotten me through so much more long-term as a queer person than any of my past romantic relationships. I think as queer people, we come out of the closet and we get hyper-focused on finding that person to be able to experience the euphoria that is finally having a romantic relationship with someone that fits your identity. And I get that. There's big value in that. It's very special. And I understand why a lot of the focus is there. However, I will say, as someone looking back on my queer journey, I wish that I focused more on building platonic relationships when I was younger, when I was first coming out, and focused less on trying to find my person. Because the reality is, I was so young, I didn't even really know who I was yet. So how did I know who that person needed to be? And as I look back on all the ups and downs in my life, my chosen family has been there with me through it all. And to me, there is something so beautiful in having a queer circle, a circle of friends that you know are going to be there with you through everything, and also that completely validate who you are as a person. I think so many of us do not get that experience with our friends that we grow up with or our biological family. So having a chosen family that totally validates you and your identity is so important. And let's be real, it's also just a lot of fucking fun to have queer friends to do gay shit with. So here are my tips on how to make gay friends. Tip number 1, I want you to think of something gay that you're super into, that you're a big fan of. This could be a TV series, it could be a movie, it could be a content creator, it could be an artist, it could be an actor, but the focus has to be that they're LGBTQ+. It could even be fictional characters that you really ship. Think about who that is for you or what that is for you, and then go find the online forums of fans that are also fanning over those people or those shows or that art. I think there's something so special when you connect with someone over a mutual interest. And I think it's also a huge icebreaker. So whether that's meeting queer people online on Reddit forums or on Discord forums of people that you're fans of, or going in person to concerts or shows where you can rub elbows with other people that are into the artists that you're also into. I think this is a great place to make queer friends. And again, the conversations start themselves. Like the most recent adult online friend I made was because I was down in LA watching a live podcast recording of a podcast I'm a big fan of. And I talked to someone in the merch lineup and they were also a super fan. And then we just got talking and we became mutuals on Instagram. Tip number 2 is get a hobby. That sounded rude the way I said that. Get a hobby. I didn't mean it like that. Honestly, though, the obvious is joining a sports league. I feel like whether it's actually a queer sports league or just a women's sports league doesn't really matter because they tend to kind of overlap. Here in Vancouver, we do have queer specific sports leagues, which is really cool. But I will also say my girlfriend plays hockey and the straights are far outnumbered by the lesbians. And that is not a queer league. It's just a beer league hockey team. Now, if sports aren't your thing, of course, you can find hobbies in other ways. Search in your area for meetups that are queer focused. So again, I know in Vancouver that there are queer coffee meetups, there's queer pottery nights, and I know these events might not be accessible to everyone depending on where you live, but I think it's worth a search. Tip number 4 is try not to hyper focus on being friends with a certain group or a certain person. I think sometimes we get these like parasocial relationships with people we look up to or groups that we see from the outside, whether it be on social media or in person. But I think more often than not, it's usually on social media. And you're like, they're really cool. I like to follow them. I'd love to be friends with them. And then you hyper focus on being friends with those specific people. I don't think finding friends works like that. I think it needs to be a bit more genuine. And I don't think it should be so picky and choosy, you know, wanting to be friends with only a specific group of people or a specific person with a specific aesthetic or a certain amount of followers or a certain look, whatever it is. It's so shallow. So try and have an open mind about where you find these friends and be willing to get to know people on a deeper level than how they may appear on social media. Tip number 4. This is gonna sound like a plug, but I promise you it's not. I have had so many folks come up to me and tell me that they have found friends, that they have found partners through these methods. I have tangible proof of DMs of people that have now been dating for years, that have been friends for years, that have created meetup groups because of these methods. So I know it sounds like a plug, but seriously, it works. I have various communities here online where folks love to connect. The first is my text list. Now, with my text list, you can't directly text each other, but when I do meetups in your area or I do comedy shows in your area or screenings of films in your area, I send out a text locally to folks that live there. So guess what? Everyone who comes is surrounded by other queer folks. Number 2 is my newsletter. On my newsletter, I post event happenings both in Vancouver and elsewhere that I think would be great meetups for folks to find friends or partners or just go and have a great gay old time. Specifically, if you're a Vancouver local, I put out a pride guide every single year with all of the sapphic focused pride events. And finally, I have a Discord channel. And there are thousands of members on my Discord channel that have made friends that love to chat about queer art, queer film, get advice from one another. And I know that lots of those folks have taken their friendship off of Discord as well and become really great friends. So my text list, my newsletter, and my Discord are going to be linked down below. And the more of you that go and join them, the more friends there are to make. I'll say it again. I love that y'all clicked on this video because it means that you are looking to build your queer chosen family. And to me, that is a beautiful thing. Give this video a big thumbs up. Comment down below give this video a big thumbs up and comment down below what topics you want me to cover in the future for the I Heard She's a Lesbian series. I've recently heard requests for how to get a girlfriend and also how to know if someone's gay without asking them. So let me know if that would interest you. Don't forget to go follow at Basement 51 Series over on Instagram. It means the world to me as a queer indie filmmaker. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.